Welcome back to another episode of SpicyTalesPodcast with Kim and Stacy.
Hello.
Apparently, Stacy wants to educate y'all motherfuckers.
I got some church announcements for you guys because
Not
I was
the
watching.
It's the church bulletin, everyone.
Because I was watching this guy. His name is I forgot what his name is. He's like a Canadian guy on YouTube that does a lot of content on finances, and he had updates for 2024. So I thought I would read them out for everyone to know. If they don't know, now they will know. So in 2024, the TFSA contribution limit will increase to $7,000, which is an extra $500 from what we have now. The RRSP, which is an account for retirement, there will be extra room depending on your income. Each year, your RSP room will grow by 18% of your earned income from the previous year, and now the cap is $31,560 that you can.
I think it's annoying that there's caps on how much money I can put aside.
I think it's because it also deducts from your income when you do your
Oh, you're talking about the
taxes.
RSP. I was talking about
RSP.
the TSF.
There is a cap. Every year you have an amount. So let's say you never contributed and you're your age, you can go in the chart and see how much you can contribute.
But
And it's like, I think yours would be like $100,000 right now that you can contribute. I ain't going to hit that, but yeah. And then there's the first home savings account that they released this year, which is a hybrid of a TFSA and RRSP. Next year, the annual contribution limit will be $8,000. And actually, I think it's always $8,000, but if you do not open an account by December 31st this year, then you will not have that carry. You will not be able to open an FHSA. So if you are interested in opening an FHSA account, to make sure to do it by December 31st this year. Yeah. And then for CPP, which is Canadian Pension Plan.
I did hear about the CPP stuff.
If you make less than $66K, your contribution limit won't increase. But if you make more than $73K, which there's a gap between 66 and 73, so I don't understand. But anyways, if you make more than $73K, your contribution limit will increase by $300 a year. That's an extra $12 a paycheck. So,
which is so annoying. You want to know why? Because every year around what?
Around this time, well, November, maybe October, we reach the limit and then we get more. I
reached my limit in October.
Yeah. And then we get...
Then you get a little
more
extra
in
money
your paycheck.
And now not anymore.
Now you have to contribute for longer, which is stupid. Another thing is the current federal tax bracket adjustment. So right now it's the first $55K of your income gets taxed at 15%. Mm-hmm. The next $55K gets taxed at 22.5%.
Disrespect.
And then the next $55K is at 26%, and
I don't care about
so
that
forth. Yeah, we don't hit that one.
I don't care about that one. I care about the ones that impact me.
But then in 2024, the brackets will grow, so now you will get taxed at the cheaper one for longer.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So instead of just $55K, I think it's like $58K that you'll be. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a huge amount. I don't give a shit about that.
So yeah, so more people will qualify in the lower tax bracket for longer. So those are the church announcements.
The middle bracket is literally I feel like you just get dogged.
No. Because it says here the middle one is, well, yeah, actually that makes sense because that's probably the one that most people are in. So they try to get your ass 22.5, but the third one is 26.
Fuck them.
And then I could just imagine
those motherfuckers make more than enough. They're fine.
That's facts, but some people are like, well, I make my money. Why the hell do I have to give it back? So
that's facts too.
I get that. Did you see that clip of Trudeau, young Trudeau?
Which one?
He's, I think he's...
I thought you were going to say the
he's
one
like in his early 20s, or he might even be...
face.
He might even be a teenager. I'm not sure. It was in like 1995. And at the end, the interviewer asks, are you going to follow your dad's footsteps? And he's like, no, I will never be a politician.
Lies. You've been lying since day one. No, I'm just kidding.
But then again, when I was in high school, I was saying I would never smoke weed in my life. So, like, you know,
I
I
also
understand.
said I would never smoke weed in my life. So here we are.
So, yeah, we lying, I
Liars.
guess.
Oh my gosh! Actually, speaking of Trudeau, when I was at the last episode, I was talking about how I went to the hospital. So I was at the hospital. There was a lady in the waiting room, and like, first of all, this is in the Carleton Place Hospital, okay? And when she came into the waiting room, she's like, "How long have you guys been here?" We had been there for maybe an hour. Like, it had about been an hour, and like 3 people had already been called in the time that I had been sitting there, okay? And she's like, ugh. Like, all getting all huffy and puffy, and I'm like, ma'am, it's been an hour, relax. She's like, this is all Trudeau's fault. And I was like, does she know that hospitals are provincial? Like, I think you want to be hating on Doug Ford.
I think that Trudeau should be blamed for everything.
Okay, well, I don't think that, but I do think that, like, if we're gonna blame respective government for the things that they do, blame the right person. Like, I'm not trying to say that Trudeau's didn't do anything wrong. I'm just saying that, like, if I'm gonna blame anything for provincial problems, I'm blaming Doug Ford.
Yeah, I don't think he gives a shit about what's going on in Ottawa. Well, he is Ontario, but I don't think he gives a shit about what's going on in Ontario. On Ottawa, he has Toronto to deal with, which is a handful already.
Toronto is a handful.
That's more than enough for him.
Yeah, Toronto be wildin' now. I don't know what's going on in Toronto. Also, the gun violence in the city has gotten out of hand. Like, y'all need to get it together, Ottawa. What the fuck? There's been like 4 shootings in like a week.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on.
Actually, you're right, because usually it would always be like Clarence, Byward Market area at nighttime, but now I swear it's just random.
There was a triple shooting in Braeside.
Where's that?
Like, freaking, like, after Arm Prior, like, after Renfrew and shit. Like, what is happening?
Shit's popping
Like, guys, get it together.
Yo,
what are you doing? Put your guns away. We're not even allowed guns. This ain't Florida.
That's the worst part. We're not
even allowed these guns. What are you doing?
Aren't we not even allowed any guns now? Not even the legal ones?
Well, first of all, in Canada, you can't carry a concealed weapon, period.
Right.
Like, even if you have a license to have a gun, you're not allowed to just carry it around. Yeah, it has to be like locked up. The bullets have to be separate. Like, it's like a whole process. And people are just out here like, this is like the wild, wild west. There's snow outside, guys. What are you doing?
I think that must have been one of the last ones of the season, because it's about to get real cold out here.
Oh my God, I know.
But is it though?
I don't know.
I feel like the temperature, and this is typical Ottawa, fluctuating early. You just assume that in like around noon is the warmest temperature, but not even, because this morning I left with my jacket and I kept that shit open. I was chilling, and then when I was at lunchtime when I went outside, I was frozen. I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense. And then like over the next 24 hours, it's gonna go to like freezing, and then it's gonna melt. Like, if you get migraines or you got like some metal in your joints, like that shit's gonna start acting up. I remember Mr. O'Connor, he was my law teacher and he was my track coach, and he had a hip replacement and he had some metal in his hip. And so many times he'll be teaching, walking back and forth in the front of the class, and it'd be raining outside, and all of a sudden he just leg. Oh my God. And I thought it was the funniest thing, but it's true. I have metal in my ankle.
I was gonna say, now you know,
and
the feeling
that
with
shit
the metal
acts
in your
up
ankle.
depending on the weather outside. It's terrible.
You know what's sad? Even without metal in your joints, like if you've broken a finger, like I have a broken finger or whatever, like little fractures and shit, that shit hurts in this kind of weather.
Yeah.
Like, you can feel it in your bones, bro. Like that song, I feel it in my bones. Like, that shit is facts, because I feel that shit. Like, you get achy. You can't even like bend your, like, it's almost like arthritis, but like it's just frozen. Like, it's just
I've
cold.
been getting like migraines.
Yeah, the migraines. Like, it's rough out here.
It is rough.
This weather is
here.
trash.
Just make sure to drink your water and move around.
Yeah. Well.
But not break anything, because actually my sister convinced me to call a lawyer about my broken ankle that happened in 2020. I called, and the receptionist said she'll get back to me, but when I gave her a little description, the first thing she said when I told her the date that it happened, and she's like, well, usually it's within 2 years. And I'm like,
It was
Yeah, but there was a global pandemic, and she's like, yeah, but also like municipal injuries are like really iffy. Like, we'll see. I'm like, so yeah, it did not sound good at all. Like, I am not getting my little settlement for my ankle, not at all. And I blame you, Trudeau.
So, oh my God, like.
Trudeau's like, what did I do?
Did you expect Trudeau to be out here with fucking salting the bus stop? He's like, Stacey's coming out. Gotta make sure she got a path to walk to the bus stop. Like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know, but like, if I actually go forward and I'm gonna milk the shit out of it. I mean, I did break my ankle.
You did in 3 places, my guy. Like, it's not like you. First of all, it's not milking it when you broke a freaking ankle in 3 places. You rolled your ankle.
Yeah, but like, you had no I was depressed.
You did. You were. You definitely were. It was sad. I mean, there was other reasons for the depression. Let's be real, but
yeah, because like it came side by side with a whole global pandemic. So like, you know,
amongst other things.
I was 27 when I broke my ankle. It was like 2 weeks before my birthday. Oh, I was just a child.
I was a baby. I was an innocent baby.
So what are your plans for Christmas? This is coming out the week before Christmas. We probably will not be recording the week of Christmas because I'm not going to be here.
You're not going to be here. I'm going to do a little dinner with my sister and Tiff, my cousin.
Okay, so you actually are doing something.
Yeah.
When the weekend
on Christmas.
On Christmas.
Yeah. I have Christmas gifts for like 1 million kids, so I got to hand out Christmas gifts like Santa Claus. So I will be giving out gifts and having dinner and some...
You didn't even do Thanksgiving this year.
Why didn't we do Thanksgiving again?
I don't know.
I forget why we didn't do
Thanksgiving. Didn't do Friendsgiving.
I know. I forget why, though. There was a reason. I keep hitting the mic.
I don't know what the reason was, but
I feel like there was a reason, and I don't remember. I'm trying to get to the dispensary before Christmas so I can stock up on some. I'm going to be like the edibles.
The reserve?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stocked up on weed forever, basically.
I wasn't talking about weed. I was talking about the edibles. But
oh, yeah, that's true. Edibles. I think I'm good on edibles. But
when are you coming back from your...
Right before New Year's, I told you.
Oh, okay.
I'm either going to be with you or be with Diana.
I asked you first.
You did ask me first, but you know she's going through it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
good. She's. I mean, I don't want to say she's lucky she's going through it because she's not. But I know. Okay. That's the only reason I'm not going to make a big deal about it.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about. Well, this is gonna be old news by then. But Tamar Braxton and Tommie. So Tommie's from Love and Hip Hop. She's an alcoholic.
I love Tommie. I don't give a shit.
She's beautiful. But she's
crazy as hell.
Got a mouth on her, and she's an alcoholic.
She's 100% an alcoholic.
And then there's Tamar Braxton, who is sister to Tony Braxton, who shouldn't even be in this ratchet ass mess to begin
Shouldn't even
with.
be talked about in the same sentence.
But basically, Tamar was on a dating show, and she met her fiance.
What's his name? JR something.
JR something. This white man that looks like Colonel Sanders, and so. Yeah, they're together, whatever, doing their thing, and then all of a sudden he like puts out this thing like, "Oh, we're not together anymore. I don't want negativity in my life," which Tamar's a lot. Honestly, she's a huge personality. I understand, but like, sure. And then Tamar invites Chrisean to her show. Chrisean fights one of her Tamar's entourage people, whatever, and then Tommie randomly decides to get herself included and says that Tamar invited Chrisean for clout.
Okay.
Oh, so then next thing you know, Tommie is messaging her, Tamar's fiance, but they're not together anymore. Saying like, she commented on one of his posts saying like, "Oh, your suit looks nice." Next thing you know, you see Tamar's ex-fiance and Tommie at a basketball game. And so she's rubbing it in Tamar's face that like he's on a date with her.
In true Love and Hip Hop fashion, because if we're going to be on brand, we're going to be on brand.
Yeah, she's hella messy. And then somehow Tamar gets back together with her fiance. Her fiance is like, "I love her. I messed up. Sorry." And then Tamar at her next concert says, yeah, like Tommie's a crackhead, and whatever my fiance did while we weren't together is his business. Like, we were broken up. I could have gotten with his friend. Bitch, you were butthurt about this.
But why are you calling someone a crackhead
So
then?
then Tommie goes on live and it's so funny because at one point in the live, a man walks in the back,
yeah.
which is her man. So it's like, you guys, I guess, have an open relationship because
no, she said that they were on bad terms during that.
Oh, okay. So I guess the same thing with Tamar.
He was in shit during that time.
Oh,
so
he was in the doghouse. Yeah. So she let Colonel Sanders eat her ass as reparations for black people. That's what she said.
I'm sorry.
Tamar, you should be thanking her.
Wait, she almost took our producer out. You good, Will? You good? Okay.
She's like, you should be happy, Tamar. I did it for the black people. Yeah. I would have never slept with him. He ate my ass. And she's like, and let me tell you something, because we are black girls, and like, he told me way too much information about your relationship. We're strangers. I don't know why he's telling me all this information, which is facts.
It's facts.
I mean, she ended up saying, like, I've never touched a drug in my life, which I don't think is true. And that's where she probably lost a lot of people. But anyways, and then she got back to the point that, like, this man does not have the best intentions for you. And I think Tamar's just going to pretend like she didn't hear any of that. And she should probably not mention Tommie's name ever again, because Tommie comes for blood every time. Yeah, so like, this is not someone you want to have beef with whatsoever.
First of all, Tommie's hilarious.
Tommie is hilarious.
She's so funny.
And she's very pretty, so like, any guy would sleep with her.
It's true.
Even though she's literally a psychopath. This is not someone you want to sleep with, but you know, now she's back with her man, I guess, back minding her business. And yeah,
she's fucking jokes. Like,
so hopefully Tamar,
everything she does is hilarious.
Hopefully the Braxton family gets Tamar in an intervention and tells her that she needs to quit it with this man.
Also, like, why are y'all being around these ratchet ass people?
Apparently he has like 6 babies with like 4 baby moms.
Oh, so he's basically a cast member of Love and Hip Hop.
Exactly. Like, I don't know if he's apparently Tamar, the Braxton family is coming back on air, so this might be like a storyline. This is what I hate about celebrities is like, you never know what's real or fake, what's for a storyline, what's for publicity.
100%. Even like the whole Shumpert, is that how you say? And Tiana Taylor. Yeah. Like, this is the kind of thing, and like, even with like Cardi B and Offset and all that stuff, it's like, you got, like, they play these like, oh, we're so in love, and then it's like, we've been broken up for a long time.
And we'd like it we'd appreciate it if you
respect our privacy. You won't take us out of the group chat. We have requested, please leave the group, and you've said no. Yeah. And now we're stuck here, and now you want privacy.
And now we're invested.
I want to know what happened.
Exactly.
I want to know it all. Okay? I didn't care at first, but now I want to know. Just like freaking Blueface. Blueface is like, oh, I snuck. First of all, he didn't even wrote snuck. He wrote snook, because he can't even fucking spell. And I'll be damned if a nigga who can't even fucking spell tells me anything. He said, I snooked a DNA test and that baby ain't even mine.
Right.
Why didn't you post a result? You post everything else. You didn't post a result. You's a liar.
And he's always hating on Chrisean. Where's my baby? First of all, so that freaking live of him, he pulls up to Chrisean's house at 4 a.m. There's a babysitter there, and he's just like, give me my baby. It's like, okay, even though that's your baby, apparently, I don't even know. Yeah. What if I'm babysitting someone, and like, I know this from experience, like, there's a lot of single parents that tell you, like, no one could pick up my baby from daycare. I don't give a shit if that man has the same last name as my child. I don't care. No one is picking up my child unless they're on this list and it's me. So like, the fact that the friend was saying like, no, you can't take this baby. Like, sure, you could be like, that's my baby, but I was given instructions to babysit this child, and then all of a sudden he goes on live, first of all threatening to beat her up. baby in the back seat, being held by Blueface in the car, no seatbelt, no nothing.
He didn't even bring a car
He's
seat.
wilding out. He's saying, "Oh, wait till we get to my house. Jaden's gonna whoop your ass." And I don't know why Chrisean is not there. Chrisean has a babysitter. She's actually being responsible. She has a babysitter watching her baby. I don't care if she's out at 4 o'clock in the morning at the studio sucking dick. I don't give a shit what she's doing. She has a babysitter, and this guy's literally like, "Who is this woman holding my baby? She's the caregiver. What are you talking about?"
She's the babysitter, actually.
And then to say, "Oh yeah, it's not even my child." Now Jaden and Chrisean are friends. Like, there's a show coming. There's a show coming for sure.
The
There's
best
no way.
is watching Blueface eat ravioli because Jaden broke up with him and won't cook his food. And he's like eating ravioli out the can. I was like, bruh, this...
There has to be a show coming. There's no way. There's no way. But like, they're also so ratchet like that it could be real. Like, you just never know, and the saga always continues with them. So
oh God.
I guess we'll see. I would love to leave them behind in 2023.
They won't let you.
What else would you like to leave behind in 2023?
Will and freaking
No,
Jada.
they're not. We're taking them. We're bringing them into 2023.
Sick of that too. Fuck. And also, I'm sick and tired of talking about the Megan Thee Stallion shooting. I'm over it. Tory Lanez is in jail. Let's all move on. Like,
you know, I was thinking about Tory Lanez, and as much as I love his music, he was dead wrong for doing that.
He was
dead wrong, and believe he does deserve to be in jail, because after that, okay, fine, deny, but like, you still were wilding out, beating up August Alsina. Like, you're an abusive, violent.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Midget, little person. Sorry.
You're gonna have to run that back, because you can't be out here doing that. No. Immediately.
You're an abusive, violent little person.
There you go. There you go.
And you deserve to be in jail. You do.
Yeah, no.
You're wilding out, and it's like, when does it end?
Yeah.
If you don't get disciplined, you're gonna keep doing the same shit.
But does that even work, though? Because we know lots of people who have been on punishment a lot of times, and they keep doing the same thing.
You know that, well, the premise of prison was to rehabilitate people.
No, that shit's a
nowadays, I don't know, like, they be living in cages and shit, and like being fed crazy shit.
The prison system is a revolving door. Once you're in, you're out. You're in, you're out. It's just a thing.
And business is still running inside of prison, which is crazy.
Prison is a big business, like, especially in the States, because in Canada it's different. Like, prisons are like federally owned or like government owned, but in the States, they're privately owned. Yeah. So like to have the more incarcerated people you have, the more money you're making, right? So it's a business at the end of the day. And the stupider y'all want to act, the more money you're making these people who are just making money off your back.
I am under the impression that some people actually feel like prison is their home. Like, they would rather be in prison, not paying bills, getting fed like 3 times a day on a schedule, than being out here on these streets.
Back in the day, before I was like a contributing member of society.
Law-abiding citizen?
I was always a law-abiding citizen. Okay. Let's not get carried away. Before I was a contributing member of society, and I used to run with fucking hoodlums. Mm-hmm. I literally used to kick it with guys who used to tell me all the time they would go to jail in winter, stack their money, come out in the summer, and they would fucking live their best life in the summer and then go back to jail.
The baby moms.
Yeah, they go back to jail in the winter. They make their little packages, shove it up their booty hole, and then they freaking sell that shit in jail, and then they come out, live their best life, and then we do it again. And it's like a cycle. And some guys, they do that all the time.
You know, because for someone that's never been to prison, I just think you're in prison for life. But a lot of times that's not the case. Like, you're in and out. Like, you do a bit, you come back out. Hey, what's up? Oh, you're out. Shit, you're out.
Let's party. Like,
and you resume back to your delinquent activities, and then you go back in.
Yeah.
So many times I see on these freaking Instagram Ottawa pages, cops did a random stop. They found a bunch of guns, drugs, money. Yo, there was one, though, I think it was in Toronto. They confiscated, like, AirPods, a debit card, like, $15. Like, bro, chill.
And then it said, if any of these are your belongings, please call the number.
Chill out, your vape. Like, calm down, okay? But yeah, I think the cops between these random stops, these new speed cameras, the red light cameras.
Yo, the speed
They be catching all our asses.
The speed cams in the city are literally generating enough money.
And the car theft, like, it's either you're getting your car stolen or you're getting a ticket for speeding or running a red light. Well,
but the tickets here, like they've generated, like, I think one of them had been put a year ago or less than a year ago or something like that, and it's already given out over like 30,000 tickets.
It's the new bylaw.
Like, oh my God. So in our where I live in our neighborhood, like our family home, whatever, we live in like a crescent, okay? And everyone I don't know.
Look, now Pierre knows. He's just like, oh, she lives on a crescent.
I'm fucking dying. Anyways, there's a lot of crescents. Go fuck yourself. Anyways, so the bylaw, like, bro, I don't know. There's someone in our neighborhood.
There's someone in our neighborhood
is a fucking snitch. Someone in there is a fucking cop. You're an op. You're a fucking fed.
You're a pig.
You're a pig. You're a piglet. You're a... You're a cochon. You're a cochon sale. Because someone people are literally parked outside for 0.3 seconds.
Facts.
And bylaw
was never like that.
I literally went to walk. So I went to walk my dog a couple days ago.
You only walked your dog a couple days ago?
Because I was sick. Like I couldn't walk her. Like I was actually dying. So a couple days ago, I was finally up to walking her, and it was the first big walk we did together. And I saw a car parked in front of the house, and whatever, I don't give a shit.
Like, had it just parked, or it was already parked?
I think he had just gone in, because the car, like, I think it was running, because when I came back, it was no longer running. Mm-hmm. So I think he went back out, shut it off, and then went back in the house. Mm-hmm. As I was coming around, I saw Bylaw turn into the neighborhood, and then by the time I got back out and like went back to the end, Bylaw was behind the car giving him a ticket, giving someone else a ticket. I was like, bro, when did you even get here? Like, there's someone in our neighborhood that is a fucking snitch.
And I feel bad because
Me too.
So many times, because I live downtown, Pierre, like pinning where I am. I live downtown. And I feel so bad because from my window I can see like a whole street, and I see them and I'm like, but I don't know whose car this belongs to. Like, should I just yell in the street?
Bro, shout out to my neighbor Taylor. Shout out Taylor. One time my car was parked in front of the house because I was literally running to go get something, and Bylaw was parked behind me. This girl came running from her house to my house to knock on the door, being like, yo, Bylaw. And she saved me from getting a ticket. So shout out to Taylor. Oh, good looking out. She's fucking hilarious.
People have to have each other's backs. Like, this is a community.
Listen, when it comes to neighbors, I don't really fuck with neighbors like that. Like, I don't have the energy. But Taylor, one time, I'm like in the house minding my business, and I hear yelling outside, and I'm like, who is yelling? And some girl around the neighborhood was causing problems with her. So I text her, and I'm like, yo, you good? Like, what's going on? She's like, oh, yeah, like, this girl's just starting stuff, whatever. I was like, oh, okay, I had to make sure you weren't getting in a tussle outside, because I was getting ready. I was already putting my boots on to pull outside. Yeah.
That's why look out for your neighbors. It's nice to know your neighbors, because then you actually can look out for them.
Yeah, like, she looks out for me. I got her.
I don't know my neighbors like that, and like, the Bylaw downtown does not play around.
They do not. They don't care. They don't care. One of my old friends used to do like deliveries, and
my God.
Whenever she's gotten so much. She used to get tickets all the time, and one of the bylaws told her, when you put your four-ways on, you're just giving. It's like you're signaling for me to come and give you a ticket.
The Bylaw signal.
Yeah, literally, it's like the bat signal. Fuck.
Yeah, I did Uber Eats, and so many times I parked illegally, so it's always your fault.
It is.
Regardless. And I'd be so annoyed because it's like, now I'm not making money to earn. I'm paying off this freaking ticket. And it could be within 2 minutes.
Literally 2 minutes. Like, I don't know what the training is like at Bylaw, but y'all are not
because
missing
they have small areas that are theirs. So that's why it seems like, oh, what the like, are you literally coming after me? It's like, no, I'm just doing my job. There's a show, I talked about this a while ago, but there's a show called Parking Wars.
I love Parking Wars.
On A&W or something, or
first of all, it's
A&E. Sorry, shit. I'm hungry a little bit. A&E, and like it's funny watching it though.
Yeah.
When it's not you, hilarious. When
Yeah.
it's you, like a
That's
crime
okay.
might happen.
Yeah.
Because people do not play around, and them in certain cities, they will put like the boot on you. They will repo your car.
Oh my, yo, the
Woo!
repo, bro, the repo shows the best.
Repo 911.
The best. And then like the big black girl that's always cussing them out, and they're like, she's like, we didn't pay your car, we're taking it. And they're like
Exactly.
getting all pissed off. First of all, you can't get mad at the repo company for repossessing your car when you did not make the payment.
And you
for
know,
your
damn,
car.
like they'll be
And you
running
know
for years, and then they find like sometimes there's big hitters where they have $1,000 in parking fines,
Yeah.
or they have a warrant, and the cop is always gonna have their back. So like they're double teaming you.
Yeah.
So once you get caught, it's over. Some people are so crazy that they start to drive away with the boot on.
I've seen that.
Like people are crazy.
I've seen that. I've seen people try to do that, and then
Do they put the boots on here?
I don't know. I've never seen
Canada?
a boot here. I've never seen that here.
I've never seen one.
I know in Florida they have the barnacle, and it goes on top of your windshield, so you can't see.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you can't pry it off either. So it's just like a big yellow thing that goes all over your windshield, your front windshield, and you can't see shit.
And even the car thefts that are happening, I've been watching videos, like they have this like big apparatus that basically, because a lot of cars are push to start, and a lot of people store their car keys at the front of their house. So they literally have this huge like satellite thing, it looks like, and they're trying to get to the signal of your key.
So let me give you guys a piece of
messed up.
information. If you go on Amazon, you can buy a black box
Yeah.
that stops the signal for coming out, which is what I bought, and it even stops the signal of your phone. So if you put your phone in there and you try to call it, it won't even like.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it actually and when you get the box, it comes with like a little like a card holder, and it does the same thing for your cards.
Yo, Diana's boyfriend's mom, last week, they were woken up from cops calling them because they found the mom's car in Montreal.
Her car?
Yeah.
Someone stole
an
her mom's car?
SUV, and the only reason why they caught it is because the window was busted, and they drove from Ottawa to Montreal. Like she
I didn't even know her car.
Yeah.
Did she even know her car was gone?
She didn't know her car was gone. She woke up from
Oh,
a call from the
shit.
cops saying that they're downstairs with her car.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so these people, and if you have an SUV, like it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. Like they're not going for sedans, they're going for all the SUVs.
Yeah, I have an SUV and I got that box because I'm like, I can't afford for you to steal my car. But like,
It's
low-key
actually,
steal it.
but like these people just broke into the.
Yeah, if they break in, it's you broke in. I can't. There's nothing I can do. Like,
It's
at this
actually
point.
sick.
Yeah, it's.
But it's kind of hype though at the same time. Like scammers will always stay alive. Always out. They'll always outlearn. They'll always like.
They're always gonna find a way.
They're always gonna find a way.
Listen,
like why can't you
they're
just?
exactly like cockroaches. You know how like after when you spray Raid on the cockroach, it doesn't die anymore.
Or like the super gonorrheas. Or like the variants of COVID that just never die.
Or my tonsillitis that wouldn't go. Yeah, that's you guys.
Those are the scammers.
Like scammers, like listen.
And you know what?
Good
You
for
know how
y'all, I don't know.
Nigerians have like a really big reputation for being scammers? But like, let's be real. The ultimate scammers are the Indians. And they have Indians have the highest population. They beat China.
Oh, do they?
So they out here fucking and they out here scamming people.
Not fucking and scamming.
They're
That should be on their
like,
flag.
they actually be repopulating like a motherfucker. Like they're crazy. They're out here opening businesses. They're out buying everyone in houses. Like they're really growing their economy.
They're pushing the economy.
They really are.
They're helping the world population, and they gonna scam.
And they gonna steal your cars.
And they gonna steal your car.
That's one thing an Indian gonna do. He gonna steal your car. He either gonna steal your car, he's gonna outbid you on a house, or he gonna serve you at Tim Hortons.
Damn, that was. I would like to say that I do not condone any of the things that Stacey has said.
It's a fact. It's a
Please.
fact. What do you want? You know what? I used to work at Wendy's when I was 19. There was 2 Indian members. There were 2 of them. The general manager was Indian, though. Obviously, he owns it. Duh. Maybe
Does he own it, or is he just a general manager?
He's the owner of that location.
Okay.
Because you can, when you're a franchise, some franchises you can buy that location. So maybe a couple years later, like when I was there, like there was Filipinos, there was black, there was whites, there was a couple Indians sprinkled in. That location is brown town now. Like, it's literally exclusively Indians. And what I like about them, it kind of reminds me of Somalians too. Because you know where we live. Like, it was Somali town. Yep. The houses were full, like literally a family of 7, 10 people in there. And then next thing you know, why are you guys upgrading faster than us? Next thing you know, everyone's buying a house. Like, that's what they do. That's how Indians pull up. They pull up. Someone owns a business, they employ you, you learn the language, you're going to school, you're living in a house with a family, and then next thing you know, like they actually, because they're about family, because Canadians are very like individuals, like they don't really care. Like, you can have your sibling living across the street, you haven't talked to your sibling in a decade. Like, that's how cold Canada can be sometimes, like legit. But like, immigrants don't play around. They're about community, they're about family, they're about the nuclear family, and it actually ends up benefiting them a lot in the long run.
And I'm here for helping, like
it's annoying, but like
I know a lot of people who like their cousins will come from like other countries and they stay at their house. Yep. Even I mean our cousins didn't come from other countries, but they definitely came from other cities.
Mom housed so many people.
And our cousin was able to go to school here, without having to do housing and pay for all this other stuff and like live at our house. How many cousins have lived at our house because like tough and even one of our younger cousins for school, like football program was better here, so he came here. He went to school all the years of high school, finished high school here, got into university, like into a program and all this stuff because my mom let him come stay at our house. So like, I'm here for benefit, like helping your people. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta help your people where you can. I hope that Black people can really step it up with that, because y'all motherfuckers is lacking.
They really are
embarrassing.
Lacking.
But
that's also because I feel like it's also more maybe African Americans, because us,
it's true.
It's like we're first generation, so we're very much in tune with our culture and like the family unit.
It's crazy. Like, I remember. So this is before you like had your own car. I mean, I know you don't drive, like have your own car now, but like this is way back when you would borrow my car all the time, and like
all the time.
And I don't care. Like, it's, if I'm not using it, what do I care?
Right.
And I remember one of like my Caucasian friends was like, oh, like you should make her pay you, and you should. I'm like, why would she pay me? They're like, oh, well, she's using your car, and I'm like, but I'm not using it. And they're like, so blah blah blah, and I'm like, she's my sister. Like, I'm not gonna charge my sister when I'm not using something to make a buck off my sister. If I'm gonna make a buck off anyone, it's gonna be anyone but my sister.
Right?
Like why would I want to make $1 off my sister? Like, that's so weird. And like, so many people are like that, or like they're very tit for tat. Like, if you do something for me, then like I'll do something for you. And like, we've never been like that, and our mom's not like that at all. So like,
no, but she will throw stuff in your face.
Oh yeah, no, but that's
I had a long ass conversation with Diana about how our parents are literally manipulative.
They are.
And if they buy something for you, or if they provide any financial benefit to you,
you're gonna hear about that.
They're holding that shit over your head. Like, oh my god.
First of all, that's all immigrant parents. Like, they don't give a shit. They will throw that in your face, even if you paid them back. They're like, remember the time when you lived in my house rent free and you were able to buy your house? Like, they are like that. But that's just the way. That's all they have to manipulate you to do what they want.
Like, at this point, she really the chain is so long. Like, she's just trying to get anything that she can get. But like, I'm sorry, mom. It's just not working.
I'm fucking
But
done.
we do have to resolve this issue before the year wraps up.
Yeah, you really do. Personally, I've come to the point in my life when it comes to my mom, I just do whatever she wants. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, but you're also the same person that will call me and be like,
Oh, 100%. I'm a
"Listen
bitch.
to what this
Listen,
woman did today, what your mother did today."
I will do whatever she asks me, but best believe my sister will listen to me rant about it for an hour and a half because I need to let out the steam. Like, you can't let that shit inside.
I feel like you're me now because now you're back home and you have to deal with her all the time. Because, yeah, I was really struggling with her when you were gone.
Listen, let me tell you something. There's something about, if I want a cheap rent, I have to pay with my mental health.
You do.
And it is what it is.
It's always a balance.
And you know what? Being of an immigrant household, being first generation, I was built for this shit. It's fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you just gotta it can't be for that long. How long has mom been back?
I mean, she's not really usually back.
But how long has she been back? A year?
This will be November was a year.
Oh, yeah, because then we had our Christmas party and yeah, that's right.
November was a year.
And aren't you sick and tired?
I'm actually not. I mean, like, there's some things that are annoying.
I feel like it depends on the day.
Yeah, you caught me on a good day. And also, she took care of me while I was sick. I am not I'm not bashing her at all.
Yeah, you know what? When mom really needs to
also,
step out, she does.
Listen, not only, but like even hearing, like I have other friends of mine who have like spoken to me about their own parents, and like just listening to like a friend of mine tell me how in her darkest moment when she needed her mom couldn't even be bothered to do the drive to go see her. I don't know that life.
Yeah, that's great.
So I'm grateful. I'm not gonna. But like she definitely be testing my patience on that. But I love her and like I'm grateful because at least I have a mom that I can call. Like
true.
While I was dying in bed and like
she gonna take care of you.
She took care of me. She made me bouillon. She brought it to me. She came and made sure I had like meds. Like I can't complain. There are some parents that could live down the road from you and they wouldn't even call to see if you're okay.
Yeah, that's
even during COVID when we didn't even know what was going on with COVID. Like when it was like 2020, I think it was like 2020 April when I got sick and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And like we didn't even know anything about COVID and she showed up not even in her hazmat suit, didn't give a crap.
Well, obviously, first of all, she's a nurse, so she doesn't give a shit. And second
she's a nurse, she should give a shit.
I do actually remember when I broke my ankle, you guys were not on talking terms. And
that was awkward.
You guys had to be around each other, and obviously for your sister and for your child, you're gonna be around. But I just think it's hilarious because we just have high expectations for parents, even though they're people too. Like sometimes when my mom's not talking to me, I'm just like, how could a mother?
Like she's not doing the same exact same.
Like we're not two grown ass women.
Like literally, like you're not a 31-year-old woman out here fighting with a 51-year-old. Like what's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, she needs to grow up.
The both of you need to grow up. Mostly her, though.
Mostly her.
Because she's the grown-up in this situation.
Exactly.
And with that, we're going to wrap it up or else we could be here all day and I can't have mom have more incriminating stuff because I'm not trying to listen to that later. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on YouTube and then TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Yep.